Everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video, I want to take enough time to explain how the numeric shorts works for numbers in JavaScript, especially when working with arrays. In previous two videos, we've talked about the short method with numbers, but then I want us to get it clearly so that you understand how numbers are given out as output sequentially for short method. Now, remember that in the last lesson we talked about compare function. That the compare function is the key that allows the short method to work with numbers without producing incorrect results. Now, the compare function compares all the values in the array, two values at a time. So if you look at the compare function that we have here, you can see the function. It takes two parameters and then it returns the output of the two parameters when you subtract the first one from the second one. So it compares all the values in the array, two values at a time. Now, this is how it works in the real sense of it. Now, when comparing 40 and 100, the short method calls the compare function. So if we have two numbers now, 40 and 100, so A will be 40 and B will be 100. Now, the short method will now call this compare function. Then it will assign 40 to A, assign 100 to B. When it moves inside these curly braces, then it will subtract 40 minus 100. That will give us minus 60. Now look at this line. The function calculates 40 minus 100, which is equivalent to this value, what we expect the compare function to return, A minus B. And since the result is negative, minus 60, then the short function will short 40 as a value lower than 100. So the way it actually works is that because the value is a negative number, that means that its value, its position, which means its value, will be lower than the 100, which means that B is the base number to compare the value again. So let's say we have another thing like another number like 50 and 40. In that case, 50 is greater than 40. And the output of that will be 10, which is a positive result. Now, if you have a positive result, which means that the value of the positive result will come after. But if you have a negative result, that will come before. So which means that in this case, if we have 40 and we have 100, because the result is negative 60, so the value of 40 will come first before 100 as a value lower than 100 because the result when compare is negative. So do you understand what that means clearly now? Now, you can use this code snippets to experiment with numerically and alphabetically sorting. Now, let's take a look at that code. I didn't include the code here because I want us to use our editor to demonstrate it. So let me pull up my editor and let's get started. So now, what I'm basically going to do is that I'm going to make two buttons. So let me use this one. Now, I'll call this my function 1, which is the first button. I'll duplicate this. I'll call this my function 2. Now, we have two buttons. Now, the text of this first button, I will change this one to sort alphabetically. Why is alpha written? Okay, alphabetically. And the other one is going to be short numerically. Short numerically. So now we have the two buttons that we need. Then I will move inside my script tag. And then I can first make the array. I'm still going to go with points. Okay, this is the array itself. And the output of my array can be this, right? You see what we have, 40, 100, 1, 5, 25, 10, which matches what is exactly inside my array. Then I can make that function, the first function, Don't forget that in that first function, so we are trying to sort alphabetically, which means that it will use that, it will convert the value to string value and compare it like we've discussed earlier. Point dot short, and then I use document dot get element by ID, the first demo, which is what we have here, right? Good. And then I need the second function. Function my function 2. So now here I will pass the what is it called? The compare function a minus b, and then I can output the points as well. Now if I click this, is anything changing? Now alphabetically nothing changes, and numerically nothing is changing as well. Now let me check if there's an error. Oh, see, there's another issue here, which is this. I forgot this part where I need to short with dots. Instead, I wrote everything together. So now I think that error is gone. Now, can you see this? Let me refresh so you get it better. Now, this is the number I have by default, which is this 40, 100, 1, 5, 25, and 10. If I click on sort alphabetically, see what happens. Now, you can see that this has been arranged, but you will notice something, that it is not consistent, and that is because of the fact that here this is just the direct sort function. You can see that it gave an incorrect result because there's no way 100 should come before 5. There's no way 10, or what is it called, 10 should come before what is it called, before 5. So instead of 1, 5, 10, 25, you get it. So that is how it's supposed to sort it alphabetically. But because it compare strings value, that is why you are seeing this incorrect results. And that is why we are trying to avoid, which led us to the discussion about the compare function. Now, if we are click on this second button, which is sort numerically, you will see that here the compare function has been included in the code. You will see that it will rearrange this number now. So let me click on this, and now look at it: 1, 5, 10, 25, 40, and 100. So this is the importance of that compare function. It helps us to deal with the inconsistency of the short method when working with numbers. So with the compare function, you can easily work with any length of numbers in your array and still get the correct shuffling, either in a ascending way or in a descending way. Thank you. And in the next lesson, we'll look at how you can shuffle randomly, how you can shuffle your array, your number arrays randomly, and how you can use the reverse method along with this compare method to sort your array numbers as elements. So this is where we end this lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.